What's up, y'all? Charlie here, and I want to take a second and tell you guys about campaign pilots. Let's say you shipped something out with Bolt, Cursor, maybe it's on Vercel, whatever it is. It's deployed, it's out, you're getting some website traffic. All right, how do you get more people to your website, right? How does this, marketing and distribution is the hardest part, which leads into customer acquisition. So in comes campaign pilots. So let's say you've got Google Analytics, you've got Search Console, you've got Tag Manager, everything's wired up. Okay, now you're looking at the data on GA4. You go to acquisition, then you go to traffic acquisition, and you're looking at sessions. All right, cool. You're looking at the KPIs. Sessions, engagement rate, blah, blah, blah. It is so boring to talk about. Now, campaign pilots make sense of all of that data. So it connects to your GA4, connects to your Search Console, it connects to Google Ads, and it makes sense of the data for you. So rather than having to log into GA4 and Search Console or Google Ads, you log into campaign pilots, you connect the data sources, it takes less than 5 minutes, it's a couple clicks, and you simply ask it, what were my top 5 non-branded keywords? And then bam, you get a bunch of answers, and then you get next steps to get more customers to your app. That's what campaign pilots does. Another example. You've got Google Analytics. You have that connected in the app, Campaign Pilots. And then you can ask it, give me a summary of SEO in the past 30 days compared to the previous 30 days. And it will tell you the delta. It will tell you the pages, the highest performing pages, the lowest performing pages. And it basically gives you a roadmap for the subsequent 30 days to get more people, more users, more signups to your app. Head over to www.campaignpilots.ai. Try it for free. Thanks. I don't like it personally. I actually canceled my subscription for that reason.
I just don't want to be served any kind of advertisement, and I don't want my data to be used in that way.
There's two sides to this, obviously, right? At the end of the day, you're still taking something that was ad-free, an ad-free experience, and now you're going to start layering ads into it. They need to make money somehow. How is it sustainable outside of that? I want to see how smart the system's actually going to be in terms of grabbing the context.
I saw something where CPMs are going to be pretty high.
$60 CPM.
Woo!
Absolutely
Holy
insane.
cow.
What's up, everybody? Episode 38 of the Builders Growth Lab podcast. Coming back to you guys from our respective places. I'm in Denver, Colorado. This is Charlie. I'm the SEO guy. We've got Mallory over in SF. She's a branding and community expert, formerly Bolt.new, and currently now a very successful agency of her own. Congrats to Mallory. She's also our resident honey badger. And you've got Conor. Paid ads guy. He's had his own agency for quite a while as well. So
give it a timestamp, Charlie. How many years?
Pre-COVID, wasn't it?
It's around COVID.
Yeah.
I just wanted to really test your knowledge was more than anything else. So.
No guests
a decade?
today.
No, I wish. Oh, I wish it was that. No, it's like 5 years now.
You'd be, yeah.
Oh, dang. Why did
5
I
or
think
6.
I don't know why I thought it's been around longer. Okay,
No.
5 or 6. Okay.
You've been in digital marketing for what, 20?
Yeah, my entire
20?
career is
Yes.
like digital marketing.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
So no guests today. Today we talk about ChatGPT ads. And before I get to that, Conor, you're a gambling degenerate. How did the big game go?
So, okay. So yeah, really funny. We were all texting actually, just for context here.
Mm-hmm.
By all of us, I mean us three, just for the listeners and viewers out there. But anyway, I was really holding strong, like right up till, and then Sunday morning came and I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm just going to go for it. Like, why not? Like I had a nice little check. Nice little check came in the mail from like someone. I'm like, I could have some fun today. So it wasn't too much though. So it was probably like $150 total, like collectively 6 different bets.
Not bad.
The dumbest bet I made was betting on the coin toss because
on.
That's what you said, Charlie. It was
I know.
you who inspired it because you texted me and you're like, you want to bet on the coin toss? I was like, that's actually not a bad idea. So I took $50 of the 150 and I was like, let's bet it on the coin toss. And I made it tails and I lost. And I was like,
Yeah, I actually thought I was heads. I got all my predictions right. I just didn't put it in the text message, but I watched the coin toss and Nick's like head or tails. I'm like heads for sure.
Yeah.
Heads what it was.
heads.
And then I also guessed that the Seahawks would win, and that is in our group chat. So I actually won. I didn't win anything actually.
what? Right. What you won.
You
Yes,
won.
quote,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I
So
won.
listen, it wasn't the worst I've done. but I didn't hit any bet. I made 6 different
You-
bets and I didn't hit a single one. But before anyone judges me, okay, I bought a Super Bowl box as well, and I won that, and that was $250. So I
That's
ended
dope.
up like netting like $100, well, 85 after the $15 box. So
Okay.
I'll take a win. A win's a win. The scary thing is, and when I say scary, I mean just for how you guys can think or imagine it. So at the end of the month, it's my birthday this month. So we're going to be going to the Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida. It's a casino. It's a casino built like a guitar, and
Mhm.
I'm not going to say a number. I'm not going to say a number, but I said it yesterday to Zoe, and she's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, like why not? Like you gotta go big to win big."
Yeah,
and,
just get after it.
That's
So
what the
if you
addicts
don't
say.
see me the following Tuesday after I get back, I've won.
Or if you have like a shaved head or something.
yeah,
like
yeah, or
one
shaved
eyebrow.
head, but let's just say I'll be on the pod, of course. I just probably will stop answering a lot of work emails if I win that big. That's actually a really good question. I don't want to divert too much from the weekly stuff, but if you guys won Lotto or you won like, say you won a couple $1,000,000, 3, 4, $5 million, would you totally stop working, or would you like work as a like project habit? Would you work when you feel like it, or would you just continue on with what you're doing?
I would take 1, maybe 2 months.
I already know Mallory's. I can just tell, but
Yeah, I take 1, maybe 2 months just to try. Look, to me, that's not enough to just stop everything. No, so that
Okay,
said,
but what if you won?
5
What
mil?
if you won? What if
No.
you won 100 million?
okay, I would take like a
'Cause
year
that's
off and just
enough.
travel.
That's enough.
Yeah,
to
just on
retire.
the interest alone. And then yeah, I would get into like, what would I do? I would just travel and just not think about that. Not think about my next move
Fair.
for probably a year.
Yeah,
And
I
I'd
think that's a
probably
good
swoop
idea.
up a PJ and yeah, just travel.
I like it. I
That's
like
what I
it.
would do.
I
Yeah.
don't believe in retirement, so I just would never retire. I think though, like I would definitely take time to travel the world. I think I would start my own nonprofit. I think I would actually, if I made 100 million, I would absolutely donate the majority of it because I don't need it. I don't need to hoard wealth. I would buy 3 homes. I'd buy a home in Japan. I'd buy a home in Hawaii and Oahu, and then I'd have a home here in California, and then potentially I'd have a home in Europe, depending upon where I'd want that.
nice.
So I've thought about this question
Okay.
deeply, and but I think I would still be running my businesses. Like I would just have more money to do that, and I
Yeah.
want to do it for fun. Like I don't. So I don't know. I think I've watched personally what happens when people retire and do nothing, which I'm not saying everyone who retires does nothing. They have hobbies,
Yeah.
right? But like I've really watched folks in my family retire and just kind of stop doing anything, and it just deteriorates their
Yeah.
brain, and like that's not an option for me.
Yeah,
So-
I play hockey with a couple ex-NHLers, and they're like, once they retire, it's like a mental thing. They've worked so hard since they were 6 or 7 years old. They make it to the highest level, and they're one of the best players in the entire world. And then all of a sudden, it's gone.
Yeah,
And they're just like,
crazy. It's their whole identity.
Exactly.
It's their whole
It's like,
world. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
what now? So they come out and skate with us, and then they
Yeah.
have a couple of beers on Friday, and
No, I love it.
we just
I
kind of
love it.
BS. By the way, I was gassed the first 10, 15 minutes on Friday hockey, like after
After our trip.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
Wednesday, yeah. Or I guess that'd be Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, first 15 minutes, I was just, it's like sucking wind on the ice. Anyways, no, I've seen it. Like, yeah, to your point, and they have to have like the NHL implements a part of the Players Association, like mental health professionals for that, and like career guidance after that. A lot of players write books and all that.
Yep.
But that being said, I would keep doing this. I think this is more fun. It would just be in like different locations around the world. And then
That'd
I'd
be
look up
fun.
where the next Olympics are for the next X amount of years and post up there, and yeah, just get weird.
I want to like let you guys get to your weekend updates, but I have so many like quite like you mentioned Olympics. I'm like, are you guys watching the Olympics? Like,
Hell yeah. Yeah.
I mean, my
Pretty cool.
weekend's not exciting. I literally did nothing, so I don't have anything to say there. But I did watch the Olympics, and I
What'd you
love
watch?
watching Snoop Dogg come back every single
He's a
time
beauty,
for
isn't he?
the Winter
He's a
Olympics. I'm
beauty.
like,
Oh,
this
he's a
guy,
beauty.
he's just there, But
He's such a
bringing the
fangirl.
vibes.
I love it. And like with the curling and
Yeah.
He's great.
Let's see. I saw Lindsey Vohn's
Oh my
complete sort of
gosh.
Oh,
slip up, which is super unfortunate.
Crazy.
And it actually started the conversation with my husband of like, okay, you have like a serious injury, and it's the last Olympics that you could ever participate in your life. I think like we had this interesting debate where I'm like, is it smart for you to like perform and compete when you're in that state? And Nick's like, no, I would put everything on the line. Like, I don't
yep,
care, right? Like
I
that's the
would.
sort of mentality he has.
Yep.
So that's the question for you guys. Like if you were in that sort of, you know, if you were in that
That
situation, like what would you
competition.
do? Yeah. And Charlie, it
I
seems like you're like, it doesn't matter. Like
absolutely.
even if I'm gonna
Yeah.
fuck up my body, I'm gonna
Yeah.
compete no matter what.
You've trained your
Yeah.
whole life to get to that point. Who's the track runner who like shredded his hamstring during a sprint? I think it was in the
Mm.
early 90s, maybe. And he was just running, and then all of a sudden he just falls, and he's like screaming on the track, and he just got up, and you can see he's like crying. He's like, yeah, I trained my whole life, literally my entire life, to get to this moment. And he gets up and he just like hobbles to the finish
Yeah.
line, and everybody's like cheering like that. That's
Yeah.
what, like, you can't let that
Yeah.
stuff. To me, it's easy to say that as I sit in my ass in this chair with a mic in my hand.
I just found it wild,
But
right?
I
Like,
would
again,
go. I would absolutely do it.
yeah, see, it's like I don't know. Like for me, it's kind of like listen, Lindsey Vonn too, right? I think it's also different because didn't she win like gold medals in 2013 or something? Like, didn't
Yeah,
she
she's a
win? Like
beast.
she's already had hers.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not, you can't take that passion and fire out of an athlete. And Charlie, you definitely can relate to that. But I think it's also like, hey, like if your ACL got jacked up on a run, it's like, and you've kind of
I
already been there and
know.
you've done it. Like maybe it's not, but I guess again, it's hard to tell that to an athlete who's so
Yeah.
100%
passionate about what they
passionate.
want to do. And it's like,
Yeah.
but it just
Yeah.
ended so disastrously that it's like, this is the only reason we're having the conversation. She was medevaced out. Like what
I
was it, her
know.
tibia?
Well, her
Like,
leg broke completely, I believe.
like
So,
it was wild,
yeah.
wild. But
That is brutal to watch.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was brutal to watch, especially if you heard the audio. But in lighter news, really enjoyed watching both figure skating and curling as well. Like watching Ilya Malinin, who's like the youngest, I believe, 21-year-old sort of figure skater, just like pull out some crazy tricks that only he can do at such a young age was pretty cool to see. So I did like watching figure skating too.
Have you guys ever tried figure skating
no.
or ice
What do you
skating?
mean?
It is
Oh yeah, definitely.
so hard. It
Really
is
hard.
unbelievable. It is,
Yeah.
I grew up playing hockey, and we used to like, oh, the figure skaters can't be that. It is so hard to do. Like like the edge control and those tight turns, and it is unbelievably hard. And we had coaches that used to make the players on the team who couldn't, we used to call them chop chop because it sounds like they chop when they skate. We used to, the players and the coaches would bully them into getting figure skating lessons, and they'd come back after like a month, and they're incredible. Like those, like they're pure athletes. That is so hard to do on a pair of skates,
Yeah.
like a little piece of metal, and spin around like that. That's pretty cool. Wasn't Snoop Dogg at one of those events too?
Oh my God, Snoop Dogg was everywhere.
Everywhere.
Just literally everywhere.
It's really
I would
funny.
do
you say-
that. Like that would be me. Like once I won like my I had my $100 million lotto ticket. I'd be
You'd just be
buddy
everywhere.
up with Snoop
Yeah,
Dogg.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a bucket list thing to like smoke a J with Snoop Dogg. Like that's up there.
And go to the Olympics.
Yeah,
yeah.
Smoke the J is just, I think that's like the top one. But
it is.
Have y'all? Okay, so men's hockey starts, I think, Thursday. I think it'll come down to U.S. and Canada. Are
isn't
you
it
guys?
usually?
Swedes are really good. Finns are really good. U.S. named a kind of surprising, in my opinion, captain, but I mean, good for him. He's a captain. He's a kid. He's like mid-20s. He's in Toronto.
Wow.
But I was hoping it was this Kachuk kid. He himself is like a bulldog. Anyway, he's a power forward. So that's I think their first game. They're playing Latvia. I want to say it's Friday, but men's hockey starts Thursday. I've been watching some luge, some curling, some
Curling yesterday. It was
Curling's
Italy
dope, huh?
and USA, and it was like I like the Olympics. I'll watch them, but it's kind of more like background noise if I'm doing something else. And I was so invested in this curling match between Italy and USA. So it's like there was a show coming on, and she's like, "Oh, do you want to like watch?" It was Next Level Chef because we really like that too. But I'm like, no. I was like, we need to finish watching this because they kept going back and forth. I've never been so pumped for curling in my entire life. It was exhilarating. Sorry, Charlie. I had to just say that.
They go ham on that thing too, like on the
Dude,
like
nuts.
when they scrape it, like that. That's got to be such like a hard like arm workout and like shoulder workout.
Yeah.
No, that's
And there's a lot
awesome.
of just like communication happening.
Yeah.
God,
It's funny because
God.
yeah, they like
Yeah.
finish it though, and the guy's like going over with his bottle of water. He's like, and I'm like, how are you out of breath from that? But it's
Give
like,
me a
meanwhile,
break.
Have you
put
tried
me
it?
up there, and I'll make it like halfway down and be like, no more, no, I'm
Yeah.
good. I can't.
Do you guys
it.
know why? So they do the throw or the slide, like whatever they shoot. I don't know what it's called. Why is it that some can
Well,
just
it's like they
stand up
bend.
and
It's like weird. They bend and then
it's
they
like a yoga
a whole
pose,
thing.
like a lunge,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
But why
Or
is
a
it
lunge.
2 people versus just one? Like somehow
I don't know. That's what I was curious about too, because sometimes one person will like shoot it out, and the other person sweeps. Sometimes you have the same person who shoots it out also sweeps. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
understand
interesting.
how that. I don't know how that works for that.
It's
Something to
honestly
learn.
really weird. I don't know. Nick's like, should we do this? I'm like, where do you even play curling? Like, where? Like,
You can do that at ice rinks.
at ice
two
rinks,
of the
okay.
two of the yeah, not at
That makes sense.
gymnasiums or not at like Lifetime Fitness or
obviously,
an ice
obviously,
rink,
yeah.
an ice rink.
Yeah.
So at 2 of the rinks here around Denver, they had curling, and I know I never did it. Some of the guys that I played hockey with tried it. They said it was pretty fun. By the way, can you guys hear the heater that I have?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah, a little
All right.
bit. It's like
All right.
buzzing. It's like a
No,
little.
no, no. All right.
I don't really hear it.
I'm going to turn it off. Hang on. By the way, the audio in the last episode, we're keeping this in for everybody. The audio in the last episode sounded like really good, despite one mic and 3 of
Yeah,
us.
it did.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was kind of weird actually. I was like, wow, this sounds pretty good. All right, hang on one second. I'm going to mute
Yeah,
myself.
you're good. You're good. Go to the bathroom while you're at it. Mallory, you're just out here just,
I have Bad
just closing
Bunny.
things left and right. Oh, Bad Bunny. That was great.
Wasn't
that
it?
was great. It
Well,
was
I have
so
Bad
good.
Bunny's music stuck in my head right now, but it was a wonderful performance. I mean, it's historic. It broke records, right? I think it's like the highest viewed Super Bowl
Was it?
performance of all time. Yeah, I think.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
look, like Bad Bunny's international. Bad Bunny is not only sort of very popular in the U.S., but popular in so many other countries in the world, especially Central South America, right? So, like, imagine getting that viewership, right? It's just that like you're not tapping into those countries for like the majority of the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? In terms of the guests that they're bringing on, so I could see why. He's just, yeah, I feel like he's been #1 on the charts for a long time and has like a very sort of international solid fan base. So not surprised to hear that he broke records, but I felt like it was just a really wonderful way to unite people during this time. And yeah, I mean, it was a really cool performance. So
Yeah, I thought it was
I
really
loved watching it. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was funny how he was in Happy Gilmore 2. It's the caddy. Would you like breadsticks?
It's the caddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, he's
also,
funny.
Paige Spranick is in that. Just saying. And had to have been, like, I say this against just sitting on my ass here in front of this computer. That had been one of the most boring football games I've ever watched. That was brutal.
Oh yeah.
That
It
was
terrible.
unless
it's
you're
pretty
a Seahawks fan. Like to me, that just really like exemplifies like how good Tom Brady was. I mean, he would just pick apart the guy. I mean, he could just thread a needle 40 yards just right in a guy's wheelhouse. I mean, he was pretty incredible to watch. But that game was brutal. So I went to a buddy's house, watched it. Good commercials. We'll get into the Claude and ChatGPT fisticuffs.
Oh my gosh, that
later.
was everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was great, but my week after the fuckery leaving Breck,
Oh yeah.
after that whole thing,
How did that end up, man?
so I mean, might as well just get into
Well,
it
we
now.
need to give some folks
Let's give some context here. Let's give
Yeah.
some context.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so I'll wrap up my week first. So after that, what do we do? Just some work stuff. We got good direction on the pod. Came back. Yeah, played hockey. Austin's mom was in town, so that was nice. We went to a nice dinner.
nice.
They went to a cooking class. They had it scheduled, and yeah, just watched Olympics. Super Bowl was Sunday. My buddy moved into a new place, so congrats to him. Shout out Frenchie. Austin made ribs. Man, they were mean too. So good.
She knows how to cook up some food, man.
She
Yeah,
throws
she
down.
does.
Yeah, she throws down. And yeah, that was about it. Mallory, you said you had a smooth flight. No,
Smooth flight
no TSA
home.
BS.
No TSA BS. Honestly, though, the rest of my week was pretty insane just because I didn't take as many meetings Monday through Wednesday. So Friday, I had meetings from 6:30 in the morning till 6 p.m. at night.
Oh my goodness gracious!
In person, online, like running around the city. And then I just didn't realize that we have a ton of Super Bowl traffic. So
Oh yeah,
that was problematic on
Oh,
Friday.
yeah.
So
That's
on
right. You were the
Friday-
host. You were the
Yeah.
host city.
Exactly. And then I was like
Yeah, what
30
was that
plus
like?
minutes late to meetings because of just how bad the Super Bowl traffic was,
Oh
which
my
I
gosh.
completely, honestly, just for some reason, my brain didn't think about that. But, and then I honestly rested this weekend. I think I had just between Colorado and
Yeah.
having an insane busy week, closing some great deals, which was exciting. I just needed to like rot and veg out. And that's literally what I did this past weekend. So I don't have anything very exciting to report on in terms of my weekend.
Connor,
Yeah.
how's you traveled the most out of all of us. I just
Yeah.
drove for a couple hours. That's about it. You went from Breck to Colorado. How was your flight back? How long did it take you to get settled back in? How's the weekend?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I think the trip back was fine. Outside of our little hiccups that we had, but I mean, for me, it's only like the time zone thing gets in the way a little bit, right? Because going back 3.5 hour flight, maybe 4 hour flight, so it was relatively quick. I work on flights because again, I like kind of the peace and tranquility of it in some way, although that may sound
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
to some people. Um,
I'm the same.
But that being said, it was really, really quick. It's just because I left at like 3:45, 3 hour flight. By the time I get home, it's like 9:45, right? And by the time I get in, it's like 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
10:15. I'm not far from the airport. So I was just, and the thing is like, I adapt very quickly to time zone changes. So it was kind of like, I got home at 10 and I was like, oh, it only feels like 8, right? So I stayed up relatively late, like much later than I usually would. But besides that, like the travel was super easy. It was a super easy flight. It wasn't packed. Like getting through TSA was a breeze at Denver.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
like honestly, like I can't complain about the travel. It wasn't that bad. And I don't mind flying. Like I could fly for 6,
Yeah.
7 hours, like, and I'm okay. The only thing for me is like I should do this more is like people get up and they'll walk like up and down the aisle and I don't do it. And I'm just getting to the point where
I don't do that.
if I
either.
sit, like my spine and my
I
back
know,
is just
hurts.
compressed and my lower
Yeah.
back will kill me for like a day
Ooh,
where I can't like work out. Like I need to like walk around a lot and like bike so I can like,
yeah.
basically stretch it out and like warm it up again. But it was a really easy breezy trip. Like I can't complain.
Do you do yoga?
I don't. We've talked about this. I hate yoga because I
Oh,
can't.
okay.
I'm not flexible, and that's the only reason I don't like it. Is because it's
That's why you
it's
gotta
painful,
start.
but that's why you have
That's
to do
why.
it. Correct.
Yep,
It's
that's
like
why.
trying to take like a band that's really tight and like stretch it out a little bit. So I need to do it more often. I know.
Helps with sitting for so long and just mobility in general. Helps your
Yep.
It's helped my hips so much. my hips have gotten tight since COVID. Well, since I started my company, but no, it's great. Breathing, you're just everything. It's awesome.
I will
Anyway.
do it
Yeah.
soon. One day soon.
So we had our trip in Breck, and some BS happened at the end.
Give me 1 second. I'm turning my heat. Go. Continue your story, Charlie. I'll be right back.
Okay.
2 seconds.
Okay, Mallory, you were sitting in the back seat. Okay, so for context,
Yeah.
we're all packed up. We're leaving. All right, cool. I think we got a little bit later checkout. We had done everything. Oh, and by the way, we didn't really. This is like a Breckenridge recap. So dinner was great. We talked about that. We had, yeah, I didn't mention one of us on this call is not married, kind of a slob. So one morning, I'm sitting checking emails, and Mallory comes out, and she just kind of laughs, and I was like, "What?" She goes, "There's just a bowl of wine in the sink." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. There's a salad bowl of wine." Yeah, that's my bad.
No, I mean, I'm the one who broke. I mean, the cork was already broken. I tried to fix
Corky
it.
wine.
Yeah, the cork was after I had the wrong opener. So, yeah. So just future reference, I'm not married. Not yet. I'm not married. So, my parents used to say I'm not housebroken. So, that was cool. And as we leave, we're all packed up. Cool. We took a picture. That was a good final picture. I took a left turn, and the fucking liftgate alert is like going off on the dash. I'm like, okay, let me just pull over here real quick, close it, or I thought, and I'm driving a 2025 Wagoneer. Like,
really calling them out, Charlie. You really just...
Oh yeah,
you should.
Like this gave me poopy pants for a bit, but I got over it. It's basically like the Chevy Tahoe, but it's the Jeep version to fit the whiteboard. And oh, by the way, before I get into that, the whiteboarding. I did not expect whiteboarding to be like that, like in depth and comprehensive. And hell of a job, Mallory. That was fun. One of those. That first night, I was in no condition to do a whiteboard. I think I was just.
That's okay. No, I'm supposed to be like just traveled, and we had dinner, and I don't think we would have been in the right headspace to do that. But it's funny because I told these two about, how much I love to whiteboard, and not just for work, but like I like to just whiteboard personal stuff too. Even with my friends, I have photos of like them coming over, and we're just like whiteboarding like our life goals for the year, and it's just like silly, right? Like so. I think they were a little I don't know if skeptical is the right word, but I think we're just sort of questioning what that would look like. And
we didn't know what to expect. Like I didn't know what to expect. So we did the pod, which is great.
Yeah.
Campaign pilots, which is awesome. And I think I just ripped a J. Like, Mallory, I can't do a pitch.
Ripped a J, and then I just ripped into Charlie.
Who took the leftovers?
It was like, that's what it is.
She just bullied me the whole, like, Mallory, like, the spirits have got me. What do you want me to say? I can't do
Give me your 30-second pitch right now, Charlie.
The spirits have got me. I can't fucking do this right now. But it was fun.
Well, that makes it fun. You know what I mean? That's what makes it fun.
Somehow we got through that. It was awesome. So all that to say, we had to take the white, but the reason why we got the bigger SUV from Chrysler, the Jeep Wagoneer, is because we had to fit the large whiteboard. And looking back on it, I was a dum-dum. What I should have got was the rolled up, like almost like a drywall.
Oh, like
You just like put it on the exactly. Yeah. I should have fucking got I didn't even think of that. And so, learning experience. I now have a whiteboard right over there, just in a box,
just chilling.
Yeah. So we had to put that. So fast forward, Wednesday morning, pull out of the condo, take a left. The trunk is open. Go outside, close it. Or I took another left, right in front of a stop sign. The fucking trunk is open. This time Connor's like, "What the fuck?" And he like gets out, and he's like, and he closes it. I'm like, "Oh, dude, that's not closed." And he's like, I can feel the vehicle kind of move. He's like trying to close it and slam it. It's not closing. So basically, the rear trunk, the lift gate is not closing. So the vehicle will move, it'll shift gears, everything works, but the lift gate will not close. So I go outside. I don't know, Mallory, like what you're thinking at this point in the back seat, like who these two dummies, like they can't even close a freaking lift gate. Like what's going on? I left my door open when I got honked at, which I would have honked too. And we're like on a back street in Breckenridge trying to figure this out. We have to move from like a kind of main, it's a back street, into like a parking lot and just figure this freaking thing out. One of the sensors was off. Wasn't that the air, Connor? Like the sensor,
it's like the sensor wasn't working to like catch whatever was in front of the lift gate. It kept saying there was something obstructing the lift gate camera.
So you're saying Daimler Chrysler had an electrical issue?
Wild, right?
Shocking.
Freaking wild.
Shocking. Peel me off the
Chrysler.
Floor.
Thanks, Chrysler.
Peel me off the floor. Okay, anyway. And I made some calls, figured it out. And the guy at Chrysler, the guy at Enterprise where I rented it, super smooth, great to deal with. He was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." Like, dude, look, it's not your fault. It's freaking Chrysler's fault.
Yeah.
It's such a shitty vehicle. I still do not know how we found an Uber driver from Denver in Breck, like during a Wednesday morning at like 11:30 a.m. That was so lucky. Hitched a ride back, got it figured out. Y'all made your flight. Enterprise charged me like $12 for everything. They refunded almost everything. So,
good.
Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah.
You should. What a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So, and then the tow truck driver called me. You guys obviously were in the car. Called me as we were buzzing down the mountain, and he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, this happens like all the time." I'm like, "Oh great, okay. I wish I would have known that before."
I mean, then also like, why do you like maybe put these cars aside or something for now because
maybe, like,
it's causing
recall?
so much. Well, definitely do a recall. Like if it's causing your customers so many problems, and you have to like constantly get the car towed, like that seems like it doesn't seem like that is profitable. I don't know.
It's not. It's for me too. It's also like, why not put like an actual manual way to close it, or at least put something where you could. The fact that there was nothing to even like tie rope to like latch it to something in the trunk is like, if you guys know this happens, like you need to put something in there that at least manually you
Shouldn't
can
there
be
be
like,
an
all
override?
right, like something like.
And then
come on, guys, it's 2026. Like,
and then Mallory said something like the dash heads
it
up
was like flickering. It was like
flashing.
glitching. Yeah.
And I was like, we're getting the fuck out of here. Like, look, the power steering could go out, the ABS brakes could. It's a freaking Chrysler. We're getting the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad we made that decision.
Yeah. And as I was coming back from Enterprise, I was like, man, I should have just taken my 4Runner. Like none of that bullshit would have happened. Like those things are made for the mountains. Anyways, hindsight's 2020.
Well, look, you handled it really well, and I know we've already said it, but saying it on the pod,
Well, thank you.
Connor and I were on the side sort of talking, and Connor's like, I would literally, like, as Charlie was sort of on the phone trying to, figure out what to do. And Connor's like, I would just blow up right now, I think, if I was in this situation. And so I think that, remaining calm during a stressful, situation that is out of your control is a great skill. So good job, Charlie.
Well, thank you.
Very much.
I appreciate that. I look over at Connor, he's just like,
I wanted to scream for you, Charlie. I was so ready to just yell at the agent on the phone. But
it's funny. When I got back to Enterprise, I walked in and the guy knew me, right? He's like, dude, I'm sorry. I like, you know what? My business partner is from New York. And he kind of come in, I was like, oh my God, would he have yelled at me? I go, yeah, probably. Like, he probably would have given it to you. We both started laughing. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Well, and he goes, thank you for being you. I was like, yeah, no problem. Like,
very cool, calm, and collected, Charlie.
Yeah.
Commendable.
I had poopy pants for a little bit, but fuck, that stuff happens. So the Breck trip was great. We're going to meet in person every 3 months. The next event is in early May, right? It's an AI agent conference.
Mm-hmm.
That is on the radar. Reached out to the guy, I think his name is Simon, who puts that together. Maybe we can put something together with him.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd love to find a way where we can maybe rent a room of some sort and just do a bunch of interviews and maybe do a few episodes. And so I'm excited to plan for that.
Yeah,
that'll
just
be cool.
Sit down and rip, hit record, and just go. Okay, I think now we can get into some ChatGPT ads.
Let's do it.
Out of the way.
So I guess first and foremost, we spoke about this too last week, and I'll give some context here for each ad environment. What I'm going to do is more like comparisons, right? And I want to do like a pros and a cons thing, but also kind of get everyone's feel for, before we even kick it off, like, what do you feel about ChatGPT ads? We did talk about it last week briefly, but like, are you guys excited? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think it's a good thing? Like, what are your two takes on this? And Charlie, I guess we'll start with you.
I don't like it personally. I actually canceled my subscription for that reason, like just to see. I purposely waited until yesterday morning, so the day after the Super Bowl and all the ads ran. I don't like it. Cancel my subscription. I was waiting for something to say like, oh, please don't leave. Here's half off for a year or something like that. They didn't actually do it. They being GPT. I mean, My background is SEO. That being said, I don't really trust Google results, obviously. So these ads, I don't like it.
Okay. Mallory,
Yeah.
how do you feel?
I mean, first of all, I will say, I mean, like the commercials themselves from Anthropic's side, I thought were brilliant and
They're
super well
great, huh?
played. I
Yeah.
think they were great. So that aside, I will say I've canceled my ChatGPT subscription, and it's not like in reaction to these ads per se, or sorry, the commercial. It's more so like I use ChatGPT for both personal and professional things, and I just don't want to be served any kind of advertisement, and I don't want my data to be used in that way. I think more importantly. And so there's that. And then
When
quite
did you cancel?
frankly, I canceled last week.
Okay.
I will the first thing that got me thinking about it, just to back up a little bit, is a few weeks ago, Scott Galloway, who is a podcaster, brand marketer,
Brilliant.
NYU
Yeah.
professor,
Dude, lets it
Brilliant.
fly.
has his own
Holy
podcast,
smokes.
but joins Kara Swisher each week to talk about all things tech in business. And their podcast is called Pivot. But Scott essentially sort of has created this entire website to kind of protest against the biggest companies in the market right now and cancel subscriptions, just because we know that and I won't get too political, but our administration essentially reacts, and administration and corporations react to mass cancellations in terms of subscriptions. And so ChatGPT was on that list.
Mm.
And from the little I know, without getting too much into politics, I don't like Sam Altman's sort of alignment with the Trump administration. And so just all of these things, right, is what just made me be like, you know what? I'm canceling my ChatGPT membership. And now I moved over to Claude. I have my entire sort of company set up on Claude. So, and quite frankly, I will say, I think it's better than ChatGPT.
It
Like I haven't,
usually is.
It's better reasoning,
so
I think.
it's better in general,
Yeah.
which I was like, that enough is a good enough reason for me to move over, in addition to all this stuff that I kind of just
Yeah.
mentioned,
Have you
right?
tried the new Opus?
I have not tried the new Opus yet.
Doesn't it
Not.
just default to it?
It goes
I
to
think if you're unpaid, it
4.5.
typically defaults to it.
Oh wait,
You-
I'm on
you have to-
Sonnet 4.5 right now.
Okay. If you try 4.6,
Oh,
that was the new release. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. That's in last week in AI is the two releases
I
of
see.
the new
I
models.
see. Okay.
But
I
yeah,
will
I was
play with
messing
that.
around.
Anyway,
I was messing around with that this morning. Yeah. Okay.
whole
So
point
all that
being,
to say,
definitely, listen, there's two sides to this, obviously, right? And my initial take was with ChatGPT and ads, it very much, I feel like, dilutes the experience, right? Because people are going there for information and to help problem solve more times than not, right? Hey, ChatGPT, what are the 5 best restaurants or 5 best Indian restaurants near me, right? Like even simple things like that, where sure, Google can do it, but ChatGPT is obviously more interactive and engaging in that sense, right? And then again, where the ads go is eventually I see it, okay, where are the 5 best Indian restaurants near me? And it'll tell you, but underneath you're going to have these little tiles that show up, right? With the little, like looking at Google My Business image, and it'll say, okay, you have, I'll name restaurants by me. You have 7 Indian cuisine, you have Yar, you have, Curry Kitchen, right? Like all going to be sponsored ads. And I'm sure they're actually very much going to let you know when it's a sponsored ad. And my initial thought was, again, it kind of dilutes the whole point of ChatGPT being this alternative platform to a Google to look for
Yeah.
something without cramming the paid results down your throat, basically. And I still very much believe that. But because this is still so new, and listen, very smart people work at ChatGPT, right? That they had to have
Totally.
seen this coming. And they actually have very great resources in terms of what you can look at on their site as to the reasoning behind the ads, who they're going to show them to, what the experience is going to look like. So it did instill a bit more confidence in me in how they're going to do it. But at the end of the day, you're still taking something that was ad-free, an ad-free experience, which I really enjoyed. And now you're going to start layering ads into it. But they need to make money somehow, because to run all of this, listen,
Yeah.
you can't just rely on, VCs and everybody like kind of like putting the money in that way. And just like the subscription model for, what is it, $30 a month? Not even. It's just not
20,
going
I
to
think,
pay
still.
for the output. So
API calls and all that.
yeah, all that stuff. So listen, it makes sense from both sides. And I think it's eventually going to get to a point where we just have to learn we're not even going to have to learn. It's going to get to a point where it's just going to be what it is, right? You're going to have ChatGPT ads, and that's just going to be the norm. And listen, as much as I want to say OpenAI, Anthropic won't do it, it's going to happen eventually, because it's not, how is it sustainable outside of that, right? With how much output needs to get done. Like, I haven't read anything in terms of how an Anthropic's going to be able to support itself without any ads, right? Like, they're still losing money with everything that's going on. So that being said, again, I've warmed up to it a little bit. And the reason being is they give you a lot of good points and like contextual stuff, right? So it's like, I look at this and I pivot ChatGPT ads right now against like a Google ads or Meta ads or a TikTok. And the difference is, and listen, it's kind of part of this larger holistic digital marketing approach, right? So if you were me, someone says, hey, Connor, what do you think about ChatGPT ads? It's all about, okay, well, where are you going to hit somebody in the user journey, right? Like Google ads, we're all somewhat familiar with them. And Google ads, they show up on a search results page. Typically, users already know what they want, right? So if you're searching for, I don't know, I'm looking for a men's black sweater, right? It's a very pointed search term, right? And it's typically transactional. Like, it's a perfect spot for Google. It's competitive, it's auction driven, which is another thing to it. So it's very clear and transparent in how Google ads function, where somebody is in the journey. Meta ads, on the other hand, TikTok, right? This is all feed based. It's like very interruption, like driven. It's kind of just like, hey, it pops up on your feed based on your interest, your previous search results, whatever other data points it's grabbing, where it's more designed for top of funnel, discovery, storytelling, getting the interest, and then really drilling down into possibly a Google ads, search, where then you can show up there. Where ChatGPT makes a difference to me is, again, it's more adjacent to like the answers. It's problem solving. So I think it's just a different touch point for a user, where you're still going to have somebody on Google ads, you're still going to have somebody on Meta, and ChatGPT is just an additional touch point based on where somebody is in the funnel. Because maybe you see the Meta ad, and again, I see a Meta ad for sweaters for men. I'm like, oh, those actually look really nice, good material. I love everything they're saying. Looks like it fits nicely. And maybe before I even get to Google, I go to ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, I'm interested in higher end sweaters. Like, I'm looking for black. These are the materials I like. And that's all now in my head, subconsciously or not, from what I saw on Meta, right? And now ChatGPT's part in the funnel is saying, great, yep, we know that you're interested in this. Here's what we would suggest. Maybe it says based on what's your body type, what's your height, what's your weight, where do you like to shop, what kind of material do you like? And that's going to help you really drill down into Google after having your conversation with Chat, and maybe going over to Google and saying, okay, listen, Chat has helped me find what I want. It even gave me some recommendations via ads. And now I may go to Google and I may like get that much further down the funnel, right? So if it says Banana Republic, for example, right? I'm like, oh, I love how this one looks. Thanks, Chat. Maybe I go to Google instead of clicking the ad, and I type in Banana Republic men's sweaters. So I think it has very much a part to play, again, in the funnel where somebody is in their journey. Whether they click on the ads from ChatGPT or not, still, that's the very unknown part of it. And I think that's why this is still in beta and discovery phase, because Chat doesn't even know that, right? Is somebody going to do what I'm saying and see the results and then take it upon themselves to go back to Google? Are they going to click on the ads? Are they going to try and continue a conversation, make it to the point where it's not even worth the ad impression? Like, this is all very much discovery, but I do very much see a place for it. It's just how it's served based on like the prompts that somebody puts within the system. So
I think the intent is going to be very, very high for those searches in GPT. I think I don't remember if I put this in the chat or not. I saw something where CPMs are going to be pretty high with ChatGPT.
Oh, dude, insane. You sent that over to me this morning.
Oh, okay.
$60 CPM.
Woo!
Absolutely
Holy
insane.
cow. That's insane.
Absolutely insane. Like, you get that for dollars in Meta, dollars in Google, right? Depending what your objective is, like, or X,
like
right?
A nickel.
But I think their thought process is too, again, it's because the CPM is so high because of the intent being so low.
Yeah.
My curiosity still stems from, well, do they click the ad or do they go to a platform they still have more trust in, which would be probably a Google at this point, and say, okay, well, I'm just going to go here? Because
I think even the way around.
Yeah, and listen, it could be, right?
I think.
and absolutely could be. I'm not going to stand here and say like, yep, like this is the way it's going to work. This is just my opinion from experience, but I don't have experience with ChatGPT ads. Maybe it is just the lowest funnel because it's getting someone to the endpoint that they're looking for. I just still think it all has a part to play, right? So it's like Google, best sweaters for men, right? Meta is just kind of that top of funnel hit. And then ChatGPT is going to be used for help me compare sweaters from these 5 retailers, right? Like what would be the best one for me? I think Chat just takes you a little bit further down the rabbit hole. I just don't necessarily know if people are going to end up purchasing from it or if they're still going to go back to Google, which is a bit more tailored to the shopping experience.
I don't know. It is, and I almost think like it may be too much work for consumers to some extent through ChatGPT versus just Googling it. So
Correct.
I almost wonder like how effective it'll be because there's so many extra steps instead of there being less steps, right? And consumers are lazy. Like I don't know unless you're like, really specific about what you're looking for and what you want, which I don't think many buyers are when it comes to like retail or clothing. Like I could see it being helpful then, right? But I don't know. Skeptical a little bit.
I 100% agree because again, it's still very much to me, like this is kind of the second piece of it. It's a discovery platform first and foremost, right? It's like, help me answer questions, help me research, like give me options like to choose from. And again, consumers, great point, Mallory. It's like, they're very, very lazy. Where Google works in the same, like you could type the same thing in ChatGPT and Google. And the nice thing right now, and again, it still remains to be seen what Chat does, but it's like Google will show you all of your shopping options at the very top if you're looking for something. And it's just the one click and it's done. Again, Chat seems a little bit more outside of the research stuff, like additional steps in order to get to the endpoint you're looking for. So that's where I would sit with that.
Do you think it's more based on the user as opposed to like,
oh, very much so.
Give me absolutely. The best pizza places in Queens, and then like local results versus I mean, like again,
I don't know. I honestly
I don't trust Google just from being an SEO. I mean, you put keywords and title tags, meta descriptions, first 100 words of the page, and website structure, all that. Like you can, not so much anymore, but you could manipulate results, especially at the local level, because it's 10 times easier to do it.
Yeah, but the argument or debate here, Charlie, is you don't trust Google Ads results because it's a pay-to-play space, or you don't trust Google in general in terms of.
I guess I don't trust Google in general, just because I know it's pay-to-play in SEO. Like, I haven't done that for so long. You can change those results. So to me, I would go to GPT and just I guess kind of being more tech forward. I would just like, hey, what is GPT going to say in my area? What is Claude going to say in my area?
And listen, I think it all is very user based, and it's also like, what's the search intent, and and they have this all documented, right? Like, how are you showing me ads? Like, when are you showing me ads? And it's all contextually based, right? So if I'm on, let's go over to the pizza now, right? And if I'm like, hey, I want to know. Two great examples. Like, I want to know the 5 best pizza places in Queens, right? And maybe my intent is to go to one of these places. ChatGPT gives me 5. I click on it, get directions, and now I go, right? Great. Awesome. ChatGPT did its job. And it's showing me the 5 local pizza places because of my search term. But what if I'm looking up, hey, I want to know the best pizza recipe to make? And what if ChatGPT still shows me 5 ads for the pizza places that are near me, right? And says, hey, like it gives you all the instructions on how to make pizza, the best pizza crust, best pizza sauce, best, everything, right? And then underneath it says, well, some easier options might be trying out some of these places in Queens. Like that to me doesn't contextually make sense. I wasn't looking to go get pizza. Right. I was looking to make pizza myself. And that's where the hang up is for me, is like, well, is it going to be smart enough to contextually understand the difference in those types of searches? Or is it just going to say, hey, if somebody's IP address is in Astoria, Queens, and they search up pizza recipe, I'm just going to show them the 5 places that are paying to play on ChatGPT, because maybe they'll click on it because they're too lazy to make the pizza. Like that for me is where it really gets lost. Whereas Google is so dialed in to, like, if I'm looking up like pizza recipes, like, pending, I'm probably not going to get too many sponsored search results unless somebody's just bidding on the word pizza, which I wouldn't recommend anyway. So that's where the hang up comes for me. And I want to see how smart the system's actually going to be in terms of grabbing the context.
I bet it will.
Giving the person what they want.
It's open. I would
feel like it's going to be. I feel like I'd be shocked if it wasn't.
Yeah.
But
And
that
I'm
being
just saying that.
said, for discovery, and perhaps this is because I'm a foodie and I have different opinions, but I personally don't want to find places through ChatGPT. I don't think it makes the most sense. And this is just specific to places, by the way. Like I'd much rather see a map on Google Maps or Yelp. Even though Yelp is old school, I'm even like in new apps like Corner,
So
where like
like word
they
of mouth.
clearly, yeah,
Are you thinking
I care
reviews
more
and
about what word of mouth. I care more about what Infatuation and Thrillist have to say. I care more like the food blogs,
Mhm.
those that I know. Like I'm on platforms now that are just filled with people that are like, I think I would like to call like tastemakers as foodies. And so I'd rather follow those people for me personally than listen. I've never typed in anything in ChatGPT regarding like, hey, I need to like find a date night spot. Like, can you help me?
See, so I have, and I
Really?
think yes, like I've looked for like, hey, can you tell me the 10 best vegan restaurants in New York City, right? Like and like list
Mm,
them for me. And this is another thing too to consider now. It's like, okay, so you start putting that in and now you get the ads and listen, everyone's going to know the difference between the ads and the organic stuff because I'm sure it'll say sponsored or something like that. Um, but I really value ChatGPT right now for the organic side of it, right? Because it pulls
mm,
contextual stuff from online as it's looking at websites and blogs and recipes and what
yeah.
people like. You know what it works like for me? It's like ChatGPT is basically like a Reddit that's actually like an active, ongoing thread instead of just having to wait for someone to reply, right?
Mhm.
Like you can talk to ChatGPT as if you were in a Reddit thread and somebody was on there right with you in that point in time, and like getting back to you when you have a question. Because again, it's like, okay, I want to look for the 10 best vegan restaurants in New York City. Anyone have any suggestions? Reddit, you get your suggestions, but you're waiting on obviously, real people who are logging in and looking at the threads and putting it in. Whereas ChatGPT is real time answering you, and you can even respond back like you would in a Reddit thread, right? Oh, these are
Yeah.
great. What's
That's
the
true.
dress code at these? Like, can you tell me because I'm looking for something more upscale? Like ChatGPT will tell you immediately, whereas again, a Reddit thread still organic and that very human,
Yeah.
to human touch point. You may have to wait for someone to get back to you in 30 minutes, an hour, or two, like could be a
I
whole
think
day, could
I
be a
think
couple
it's I
days
don't trust the results. Perhaps that's what it really is. Like I just don't trust the results.
with chat.
And yeah, with places. And so that requires me to then go do my own research. But I do trust it for other things. So that's interesting. I'm just like analyzing my own thoughts here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
So
but
again, it's all very different. I'm very interested to see what the back end of the platform is going to look like too, because it's apparently not going to be. It's not like keyword or bidding based, or like they don't apparently have demographic targeting yet too. So it's going to be very blanketed in terms
Mm.
of how they do that. But I'm more curious as like if it's not keyword bidding or demographic targeting, like the keywords are the context to the
Right.
conversation. So that would almost be the way you say, okay, well, if anyone's looking for vegan restaurants in New York City, like then I want to show up for some of those, right? Where it makes sense based
Like
on maybe the food
AEO.
type too.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so I'm very,
AEO.
very interested in how they're going to have that set up for advertisers in the future. Because like, what are you going to hold your KPIs to? Is it going to be impression based for
mm,
the first year? And if it's
yeah.
impression based, that doesn't, as an advertiser, like that doesn't do enough for me unless you are a Coca-Cola or, one of these big guys and,
Yeah.
that can just spend the money because the branding and the visibility is important to you for that top funnel.
Isn't that
Yeah.
kind of the issue now is attribution with these LLMs?
Somewhat from a paid perspective, I think it's going to be really tough. Again, I just don't know what their KPIs are going to be. Like, what are you going to see in the back end of the dashboard? I think from an organic standpoint, platforms have gotten much more sophisticated in regards to picking up on entry points from LLMs. Like you can go into GA4 right now, look at refers and ChatGPT, like they'll show up. OpenAI will show up. Anthropic shows up. If somebody gets to your site
Will it
from,
have like perplexity and like
yeah,
other
yeah,
browsers do well?
oh
And I
yeah.
have like conversion and purchase value.
I mean, it has to be a thing too, especially in the world of AEO, right? And like that, like how content is just driving a lot from, SEO perspective too. Like
Mhm.
people want to know how much am I getting from LLMs? And even Charlie, as much
Mm,
as you're outside of the SEO space now, it's like there had to have been a point in time in the last year and a half, 2 years where you're working with somebody and they're like, I really want to know what traffic I'm getting from LLMs.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
it's doable. It's just I don't think it can get down to the the search query, right? Or the prompt that got them to that point. And that to me is kind of the key component.
That's the
But
Kesef, yeah.
Yeah, but does that also now start violating privacy issues? User like does it get too deep into that, right? Because Google does the same thing. It's all keyword intent, but you're not seeing like entire like long like prompts or anything. It's typically just the search terms, right? And I think it gets a little hairy if you start including that, right? Like, because what if I have a one long prompt where it has a question in there, the results show up, but maybe there was something else that was a little bit more private to me or should have been more secure, and now that shows up in the ads dashboard for ChatGPT, and they're like, oh, that's like again, they're not going to tell you exactly who it is. The IP address won't be coming through, but still, it's
Yeah.
to me, it's a little on that fine line of how much information is too much information to pull into a dashboard like that.
Interesting. So, do you remember? Let me back up. When did you first start messing with Google Ads?
Oh, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago now. Like most of my career has been really working in Google Ads. And listen, that's evolved over time too.
Yeah. I was just going to ask, like, how do you see the first 6 months of you doing Google Ads back then versus like, what do you think is going to happen with GPT ads here?
Yeah, that's tough because I think Google Ads was definitely a little bit further along when I first started using it than like where Chat is, where it's, again, it's very cool to me because I'd love to get in there the second they give you a dashboard. But the way in which Google has shifted over time it's apparent, especially from a privacy standpoint and targeting standpoint, right? Because more and more, this isn't even that long ago. What was it, 5 or 6 years ago? Like the privacy stuff with Apple when it comes to targeting, Meta went through the same thing. Like you can't target based on certain demographics anymore. You can't target based on certain interests anymore. There's a lot of restrictions around it because everything is very, it's security reasons and purposes. And it's also kind of like pulling levers that shouldn't really be pulled for certain reasons. So I have seen Google, the first 6 months of Google wasn't difficult, but you definitely had a lot more opportunity in terms of targeting because they would have all of these layers you could put into an audience, right? You could say, okay, again, black sweater or pizza or whatever. It's like my keyword is black sweaters for men. And I can also now layer in targeting for an affinity audience of people who have been shopping for clothing in the last 30 days, right? And what you used to be able to layer into it even further was like, you can still do it in some capacity, but it's like male, female, age, location, like all that stuff is still there, but they used to have a lot more options in terms of what you could layer into the targeting to really dial it in. And they've all but
those are gone.
A lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's all gone.
What was a ROAS then? It was like 12-1.
So, and that's a good question too, because ROAS expectations used to be much higher than what they are now. And there was kind of this come to Jesus moment. And again, this wasn't too long ago where we're with Meta, with Google, not so much. Google's just king at this point. Like Meta had the introduction of TikTok and Snapchat and X, and all of those became competitors of Meta more so than Google because it's just search versus social platforms.
Yeah. I don't know, because I think I would argue that for TikTok specifically, for younger people, it has become their own search engine. Like they are looking for recommendations. Yeah. They're looking for content via TikTok. But I would agree, Google is absolutely still king. But you do see, you are seeing at least like some sort of consumer behavioral change, especially with young people and how they discover and look for things. Yep. And they don't trust it with platforms like Google versus a TikTok.
Yep. So. And that's a really good point too, Mallory, because it's always going to change, right? Like the audience, it's not the platforms that change, it's the audience that changes and what they like and what they trust and where the credibility lies. And it's like, okay, so TikTok, became big? Is it 5 years ago now?
During COVID. It was basically, it was
so 5-6 years now.
So yeah, during COVID, it blew up.
And now you're starting to see that shift, but think of the people who were on TikTok 5-6 years ago, maybe they were 12 and now they're 18. Right. Yep. And in another 4 years, they're going to be 22 and their buying power increases. Right. And the decision making power increases. And that in turn now makes TikTok a more powerful platform for advertising and for shopping because you've built the credibility with your audience for the last 10 years. Whereas Google is, more funny. I say this in Google is your traditional search marketing, which is insane. Right. Like I remember calling traditional search marketing, put an ad in the newspaper, right, or the yellow pages, and that's how people will get in touch with you. But
guys, we're getting old. We're getting old. That's just how it is.
But it's definitely audience changes over time too that I think have a big part to play in this. And even with ChatGPT, so getting back to the main component of this, ChatGPT is rolling out ads regardless, right? Doesn't matter how much people hate it or not.
Yeah.
They're going to figure out a way to make it work because, again, for them, it's going to be a big, big, big boost from a monetary aspect. And the people who start using it or looking at it initially, and again, call them 15 or 16-year-olds, right? Like if they're looking at it, if ChatGPT continues strong, doesn't fold, they're still using ads, those 16-year-olds 10 years from now are going to be, hey, I go use ChatGPT for my shopping, man. I use ChatGPT for everything, right? And that's where the ads are going to have more power in terms of placement, and that's what also helps elevate the ad platform. So it's very different. Pending, Charlie, to answer your question, Google over the last 10 years has changed dramatically, and it's constantly changing, right? Like how much can they put Gemini in there to help update and optimize ads for you, to create your ad copy and content to be more contextual based on the searches. So it was just a much easier setup and easier ROAS to get initially, just because of how much you could layer in on the targeting.
Interesting. So what are you going to tell your clients this week?
That's a good question too. I haven't had any ask too much yet, right? Like you always have I have a few who kind of poke and prod, of course, like because it's AI. I had one actually last week, and I said, just wait. I said, just wait a little bit. Like before, listen, you can't do anything anyway, but I don't want to jump on the train just for the sake of jumping on the train when it is available. I definitely want to see a little bit more in terms of how it serves, what the KPIs are. And again, because I just think initially this is going to be a very big play for big brands who are all about impressions, right? And that's kind of it. I look at it as the same way as, remember when CTV first came out, like streaming television ads?
Oh, yeah.
Like Hulu, like you could buy ads on Hulu, but they weren't really giving you much in terms of your reporting. So the only people who were buying Hulu ads were like Ford. And, it's like because all they cared about was the impression. They don't care that somebody clicked something and bought. They're just like, hey, this is my top funnel. This is how I gain, visibility and brand loyalty and blah, 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 blah. And I think Chat is going to very much work and follow the same suit, because now CTV, I can buy ads for just my zip code 11106 for connected TV. So now it makes more sense as a local business or local agency to recommend those types of things. And they also have a lot more robust reporting, right? Like now in my CTV ads, I can put QR codes and I can put certain promo codes or whatever to help track that and kind of mitigate the lack of reporting. But when it comes to Chat, I just think it's got to start off very broad, and it's really for the big players in spaces as opposed to local guys. And this is where the issue of kind of, again, I guess call it marketing morality, right? Like you're literally knocking out all of these local guys now who were getting results from ChatGPT if you start paying for ads.
I'll just say Google ads. Right.
Like sure, you could do Google ads, but again, if people
LSAs,
are starting to shift to looking at ChatGPT, then you're missing opportunity.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do what I can to fire up just a free account, even though I just canceled yesterday. And I mean, I think maybe it's like Wild Wild West.
Oh, it's totally going to be. Listen, AI
$60
in general, to me,
CPM is
fucking wild. But again, they're also only catering to the people who can really afford that. AI in general is still the Wild West. Like the ChatGPT ads will very much be that. Like for me, again, that morality piece comes in terms of you're really diluting the responses, and you're not giving people what exactly they're looking for because you're trying to make a buck, and you're really pushing the local guys to the side. And really, Charlie, for someone like who is still in AEO, right? Like who is still doing that on a day-to-day, it's like it's a huge disservice to you guys who are working on, hey, you should update your site to have this. Make sure your GBP profile is up. Get on Reddit. Get on all of these other areas, like so you can help build that, visibility up for an LLM, and now you're just getting outbid. Doesn't matter what you do, you're just going to get outbid.
I think service providers / agencies need to have this in their toolkit, need to have this as a service offering. Otherwise, you'll just get buried by somebody else who will offer it. So,
absolutely. So
I think that changes for service providers. 100%.
Yeah. And to me, it's not so much like I don't want, like, there's going to be a point in time in the next year where I'm going to have to do ChatGPT ads. Like, it's going to have to do it for somebody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're not going to care. It could. Absolutely could. So it might be a nice way to do some discovery around it. I'm still very hesitant until I'm able to like get my hands on a report or look at a back end
Yeah.
somebody else's setup. Or
Yeah.
again, if they open it up to, boutique agencies, which I am, it's like get on a webinar or get on some calls and start like learning how to use it and leverage it. Because I used to do this. This is how I would learn. I just jump into a platform and I start clicking around, right? And I'd be like, all right, like
That's
whatever.
what I did,
and make mistakes. And, you're getting yelled at by people because you click the wrong button. And it's like over time and as I've gotten older, I've learned it's like, you know what? Like, sure, that's a fine approach. Like, and you can definitely learn that way, but also taking your time and like learning from others and how they do it best, is probably the way to go about this, especially for ChatGPT. But will very much be in the ads platform. Like, listen, I was looking all over yesterday. It's like, where can I get into this thing? Like, I want to see it. And I just think because it's still in such beta phase, they're not rolling it out to anybody and everybody. They probably have select partners that they've said, hey, you want to jump in here and use this. So,
So what advice, Conor, do you have for our founder listeners
with ChatGPT ads in general?
Yeah.
I think pay very, very close attention to it, right? If you're already in the ad space somewhat and you understand how Google and Meta and TikTok and all of these other platforms function, keep a very, very close eye on your metrics in correlation with what you see in analytics. Because if you start seeing, once this really rolls out, and if you see a little less from your Google or your Meta or your other platforms, look at your analytics and see if you're getting more from, even if it's referrals from ChatGPT, right? Like I would say that's probably the most important thing. And if you do, like, obviously it's your sign or everybody's sign. It's like, start getting into the space and start thinking about it. I just think we have a little ways to go when it comes to smaller, businesses at the moment, but just keep a close eye on how everything's performing.
Where in GA4 is it user acquisition?
Yeah, it would be like traffic acquisition or user acquisition.
Okay.
You would look at it and look under, so don't look under, I don't think it's source, it would be medium. Or it would be campaign. If you were running ads, it would be campaign, but it would be medium if you were looking for it, because your source would be refer, your medium would be what refer sent the person over to your website.
Or use campaign pilots.
Or use campaign pilots, and that'll definitely uncover it for you. So
all right.
Free swipe up. Okay.
I like it.
What else is that? I think that pretty well covers that.
It covers it. Yeah. Again, listen.
On Tuesday
morning. We're going to keep talking about this. This is just the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So this is going to be something that we continuously tap into.
I'm giving you the paid marketing guys aspect of it, right? And where it kind of falls in the funnel. And again, really good use cases. I just think it's very early. I don't think it's meant for businesses, at least that I work with. If you guys are out there working with, again, these conglomerates and giants, like, absolutely, like, try and get your way, wiggle your way in there, excuse me. But the last thing I will say too is, even with chat, I think it's going to be a very creative driven type of ad space too at some point. Like, because the way they do it right now, what I've seen is it looks very much like Google My Business results. And I don't think that's enough to really motivate someone to click. Like, I think
like with top 3 results.
Yeah.
Like GBPs.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of how, if you haven't seen it, it looks like little tiles and it gives you like a little description of the website and where to go to, like, and just click on it. But I do think at some point in time, the best way to leverage this is going to be from a creative standpoint, like what you're able to put in front of somebody in terms of what they're actually looking at, not just reading.
Is that like Facebook ads then?
A little bit. I think it's going to be like a hybrid of both. I think you're going to get a little bit of Google in there and you're going to get a little bit of what Meta does. And again, it's just going to be more long form and more contextual and engaging.
Interesting. Okay. We'll definitely keep an eye on it. And we will talk about this as episodes progress as well.
For sure.
Cool.
Thanks for letting me talk on that, guys. And rant and rave.
All right. We'll have Ian, or maybe we won't. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, you know what? We will do.
What are you going to have Ian do? You're going to have him cut me out?
Actually, you know what? I got to tell Ian to do like the pre-recorded like segments, like the start and stops, whatever you call it. There was a word for it. I was going to ask Mallory if you could do the intros for that. You did a good one for Poopy Pants last week.
She's like, fuck off.
All right. Okay.
I'll do one if you want.
Do you want me to sing? I'll fucking sing. I will belt this fucker.
All right, guys. We have. Okay, fine. Let's do it.
No, I wasn't being serious.
Hey guys, Connor here with Builders Growth Lab. If you're looking for a way to stay up to date on the latest news, trends, topics in AI and marketing, look no further. Visit us at buildersgrowthlab.ai and sign up for our newsletter today. In it, you'll find quick takeaways from our latest show, as well as simple tips on how to market your app. That's buildersgrowthlab.ai. Sign up today.
Our next segment, you guys, is the best segment called Poopy Pants.
Yo, you had
Wow.
some
Okay. All right.
what do they call that?
Vibrato, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Vibrato?
that thing.
I have been watching this guy. I think he's an Irish guy. This is so off topic. He's an Irish guy. I saw him in an Irish pub. Teddy Swims. Do you know that name, Mallory?
Teddy Swims.
Yeah.
Teddy Swims. Yes, it's
This
familiar.
guy's an animal. He sings a fucking awesome song. Okay, I will text it to you when we're done. But speaking of,
Okay.
yeah, that kind of voice like reminds me of that. This guy, he just belts it out. Oh, and by the way, this reminded me during the Super Bowl. Speaking of crazy voices, I love a good national anthem. I thought that was a pretty good national anthem.
It was.
Have you ever done the national anthem, Mallory?
I haven't I mean, I can sing it, but I've never done it for like an organization or anything. I've never opened up in that way.
Or
That'd
like
be fun. That would be fun.
That's kind
I'd
of
be down.
heavy, huh? I thought, oh, man.
I mean, I can sing it.
Obviously, you can sing it, yeah. Okay,
I
anyway.
sing really heavy stuff. So like the
Oh, do you?
national anthem is like not. Yeah, imagine singing like busting out Ave Maria at a wedding where at a funeral where
Goodness
everyone's
gracious.
crying. I sang that at my own grandpa's funeral, which I could not keep it together at the end. I
Oh,
started
man.
crying.
Jeez.
So what I'm trying to say is like,
You
I
got
can
it.
sing
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mallory's great intro. Poopy pants. I've got a good one. I'll go first. As I get settled and nested back here in Denver, get in my routine. I go to the gym every morning by like 7:30. I like to just get the blood going, get a good sweat going first thing, just wake up because I feel so sluggish if I don't. I buzz over to a Lifetime Fitness. I hop on a stationary bike and I just pedal as hard as I can for about 20, 30 minutes. I cannot fucking stand when people do that and they don't wipe off their bike. They just leave it like sweaty.
Gross, bro.
Exactly. Like
Gross.
I'm kind of a slob. I mean, the wine and the salad bowl in Breckenridge the morning after, like I'm kind of a slob, but at least I take the time to clean my frickin' bike off from my sweat. And
Gross.
yeah, like always leave it better than, when you got there kind of thing. Yeah. There's some disgusting animals that
That's a
live
good one.
lifetime. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't freaking stand that. And then I just go and shower and sometimes I'll work out of there. Anyways, I cannot stand that. So you kind of see it on like the flat bench, like lifting.
Yeah.
But I usually put down like a towel like underneath my head. But yeah, that stationary bike, I can't stand with. Sometimes I'll like wipe it off before I even use it and then use it. But yeah, when people don't do that, that gives me poopy pants.
I got you. Mallory, why don't you tell us?
Okay. This is kind of, it's not that random, but kind of, I don't know. It's not personal. It's actually work-wise. Discord's giving me poopy pants this week. And I say that because they're rolling out age verification across the entire platform. And so there's just a massive sort of uproar all over the place, including Elon Musk tweeting about Discord last night in terms of like just everyone's talking about how they don't want Discord collecting their biometric data. That that this is a move for young people and protecting young people, but I think a lot of people kind of see through that. And so yeah, I think what's giving me poopy pants this week is Discord. Like I have some friends that just were laid off. Like they don't invest in the marketing side. They're not investing in the PR side, which shows right now. And they're about to IPO soon. And so
I was just gonna ask,
this is not a great look for them right now. So they're kind of giving me poopy pants this week.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. A little rough.
Yeah.
Let me think here. I always have a couple. I'm just a poopy pants guy, I guess. Let's
you
see.
just have poop in your pants.
I just have poop in my pants all the time. I'll keep it. I guess I'll keep it more personal than I will professional. All right. Personal poopy pants. You guys already know my apartment building. So one of the pipes burst here this morning. So luckily not in my apartment, but it's like a couple floors above me. I don't have anyone above me though. It's just our like shared rooftop, so that's nice. So I don't get any of the leaking anybody else has got. But the bigger poopy pants is that the property management group, because I rent, they are the absolute worst. I hope you guys hear this. You are the worst people ever. The worst people ever. Like,
that sucks.
Like
dude.
they should be like, dude, I don't know what the term is. Like they should be liquidated. Like they should be liquidated. They're awful. Awful people. Awful human beings. So anyway, my poopy pants is with my property management company. Pipe bursting, fine, I get it. It's very, very cold here. You can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
But the way in which they handle situations, right, is I was talking to a neighbor this morning before I got on the pod. She's like, have you had this before? It's like, we've had plenty of leak issues. Like they're not very responsible property managers, and you have to force them to do it. But even for this situation, right, they finally started getting some things dry, and they bring the super up and some of the people who need to like fix the apartments, and their fix for where the water leaked is to just paint over it. Like this was like leaking like
insane.
heavy amounts of water. I'm like, it's like you're going to have mold. The infrastructure is probably messed up. Like you got to tear out the ceiling, guys, and you got to do your job and like make sure everything's dry before you just like paint over it and try and patch it up. And it's literally like it's the best way I can describe who they are as property managers. Like it's just like, oh, just paint over it. Like just put a Band-Aid on it.
And then there's going to be black mold and black mushrooms growing out of it. That's going to get someone sick.
Yep.
10 times worse on top of that. It's not actually how you fix this problem.
Correct. It's like just do your job the right way and everybody would be much happier. So poopy pants, property management, terrible, awful, no good people. You think if I name them that it's even worse? They're never going to watch this, but maybe they will. Who knows?
You never know.
Anyway, they stink. I live at the Victoria in Astoria. Look up who they are. They're terrible.
Dang, let's go. Let's
terrible
go.
people.
Let's do it.
Anyway, that's my poopy pants for today.
All right.
Those are solid. Those are solid, I think.
Yeah. Bad management. That will like ruin a place. That sucks, man.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
That does suck. And then wait, one other thing to add. I think I'm annoyed by all the ChatGPT ads in the city and just in general because they're trying really hard to humanize the brand. Like they just put their logo like with a picturesque photo of people like camping or like the most human sort of experiences that you can have. Like they slap their logo across it. And so I get it. They're trying to humanize their brand. I think a lot of AI companies are trying to do that.
Yes.
Totally understand, but it feels so disingenuous. So I don't know. I don't know how to explain it other than that.
Just not real, huh?
And it kind of feels like Apple ads. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It feels like other companies or Airbnb would kind of have a similar sort of approach to how they do ads, but I think they're desperately trying to humanize their brand as much as possible. So just slapping the logo across, people doing things in daily life to me is like, I get it in terms of the use case, but then also, and it feels like they're trying too hard. So that also gives me poopy pants.
I get it. I get it. It's like when two like movie stars are doing like a tour on like a media appearance, but they don't really get along. And like you can tell, like there's no chemistry.
Or it's like, look, all the Super Bowl ads, honestly, I don't have one that I liked this year. They all freaking sucked. In my opinion, I didn't like them.
Yeah, I didn't have any.
And they just like slap celebrities in these ads, thinking like people are going to talk about like Scarlett Johansson in the Ritz ad. It was like so cringe. I'm like, it's just bad. Like, why? So I think like really sort of putting too much weight into celebrities to sort of, get people talking is just like long overdue at this point. And
nothing seems creative.
I agree.
Everything seems like just like a carbon copy of something that's already been done or somebody else was doing it. Like even with that, like the Anthropic and OpenAI, like, head to head stuff. It's just like, it's such a like, sorry to say it, but it's like, whose dick is bigger? It's like,
100%.
And it's like, come on guys. Like, like make it like actually worthwhile. I get you want to humanize it. I actually appreciated some of those ads early on. And now it's just like, oh, well, they're doing like, I got to do it and I got to do the same thing. It's like, dude.
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's be creative here. Let's actually, think instead of just doing it for the sake of doing it.
Yeah, I agree. But that also gives me poopy pants. Okay, now I'm done. Now I'm done with the pants and the poopy.
And the poop.
And the poop in the pants. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's roll. Speaking of that, Connor, to that end, we can roll into, well, I'm going to ask Mallory to do another intro.
All
last week in
right.
AI.
Okay. Next segment, we're going to talk a little bit about last week in AI. There's obviously tons of stuff happening. I mean, the first thing that we were going to talk about is Anthropic versus OpenAI with the Super Bowl ad war, but I feel like we already talked about that. So let's move forward. Okay, so it looks like Claude Cowork plugins trigger a $285 billion stock wipeout. And so, yeah, Anthropic's Cowork plugins for legal, finance, sales, and marketing caused the biggest SaaS stock sell-off since last April. Reuters dropped 16%, LegalZoom nearly 20%, and Goldman Sachs software basket crashed 6% in a single day. And so is AI sort of replacing SaaS, or is this sort of like the DeepSeek style overreaction that's happening in the market? What do we think?
I think it's a correction. I think an incumbent making a move, and I mean just crushing, crushing some companies. That's scary to me. That's fucking terrifying.
It is, and there are a lot of layoffs happening across the industry right now, and mix that with what's happening there, and it is scary. It is scary because we don't really have answers to how we're going to support those that are, losing jobs because of AI, right? Like we don't have a solve for that. So it is scary. It is scary. All right. Next up, we've got Claude Opus 4.6 versus GPT 5.3 Codex. The model arms race is heating up, you guys.
What's with the same week drops? Like, is that like intentional? I would think yes.
It is.
Right?
It is
that a silly
intentional.
question, but
I would think so. Would you guys do that? So would you guys do that like Bolt and Lovable?
Yes. Like if Lovable drops something, or like not even Lovable. So for example, like I think Bolt just did a marketing moment around Opus 4.6 very recently, but like the second that a new model drops, a lot of the vibe coding tools or even AI tools in general will then sort of use that as a moment, right? Because they know it's going to get a lot of buzz to market themselves as well. And saying like, well, now we're going to be supporting Opus 4.6, right? And so there's a lot of that happening, but I will say like there's a lot of, oh, well, they just dropped it this week, we got to push it out this week too. Like there's a lot of that happening in the AI space with the big guys, with the smaller guys. So yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing.
Okay.
It's really, it really is like an arms race. Like it truly is, at least from like my own experience behind the scenes in the vibe coding space, definitely felt that way.
It just makes you feel like arms race. I feel like, you just have a bunch of people like in a little lab or somewhere for both. And they're just like,
they just don't know what they're doing. They're like,
they're all pulling Charlies. They're staying up until 5 a.m. listening to music. You're like, yes, we got to write the code.
How dare you?
Gotta do it faster.
Besmirch my Castlevania music. All right.
Oh, it's great.
It's so good.
You should use that music to actually open up this episode this week.
Oh, we should. We should do an intro song to the podcast.
Yeah,
not me like singing, but we could even like a little jingle,
Okay. I was thinking it'd be more. Well, I guess we talk about this when
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on, eh?
So it was very timed releases, but to me, like you would want to be the person that would have the first one, right? Like, look, my dick is bigger than yours, and I can prove it. Bam, it's on the table.
Yeah.
Like you want someone to lead and not react, right?
Yeah, but then like someone else is going to kind of come in and take a bite of that lunch because they have the same technology or similar type of technology, and it's just a matter of positioning it and how it's actually going to be used in the product. Like that's.
So that being said, too, Mallory, to tap into like your brain when it comes to the content and the messaging around that, do you think the winner of this, the week to week rollouts typically comes down to how they've presented it? What do you think that doesn't matter?
I think so. It does and it doesn't. It does and it doesn't. Like I think it depends on, look, if it's for the everyday consumer, I don't think it matters as much. But if we're talking about like the AI tech bros or those that like are, inherently online and sort of following this, like, I mean, I don't know how much it even changes for them because I think so many of them are just still in a place where we're testing out and we're kind of using everything. And if a new update happens on this platform, I'm going to go test it, but I'm still going to use this other platform. Right. So like, I don't know. I don't know what it does. And I think maybe going back to what I said earlier, maybe it does help shape or reshape sort of the consumer mindset versus like those that are like, in the space. And are attached to everything that's going on. So
Interesting.
and I also think it's like the markets,
Yeah.
to some extent. But anyhow,
Kind of
I don't
random
know.
question here. Have either of y'all used Codex?
You know what?
I
I
have not.
didn't. I did not. I know it's an option, but I haven't used it.
I haven't used it. Connor, yeah,
No, I haven't even used
I
it.
used,
No.
I used to use Cloud Code. Exactly.
Yeah, Cloud Code is like my
Yeah.
go-to. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's great.
It's
great.
freaking awesome.
I've never had like, a big enough problem with it where I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm going to go try Codex. Like,
Exactly.
I'll put it to you that way. I would
Yeah.
at some point. I just like Cloud Code does what I need it to do. So
I feel like it's easier to use. Plus, it's like a thing now that I feel like this community knows that Sam Altman will just steal your shit.
do you feel like at this point too, and I think a lot of them do this, but it's almost like OpenAI sticks out specifically with this question, with ChatGPT. Like, do you think they're trying to do just too much at the same time? Like, it's like, hey,
Yeah.
like you're just rolling
Yeah.
out, like, dude,
Because
this is
they've
just
raised so much
Yeah.
money. And like, to your point earlier, Connor, it's like at some point you got to figure out how to make money, like massive amount at scale. And so I do think to some extent it feels kind of messy. It feels a little
it does.
messy.
It feels like AI
know,
slop is AI slop.
Because
Like,
end
it's
of
just-
last year, we were talking about the fact that they were kind of going and revisiting the foundations of their product and really sort of kind of stripping back, a lot of the sort of new things that they were planning to do this year. Maybe ads is still a part of that. I don't know, but I feel like it's kind of back and forth. But you have to be. You have to be in this market. That's the problem. With how many people are out in like how many companies are in the space competing for the same stuff, like it's just kind of you have to.
Yeah, which it's like for the sake of doing it as opposed to doing it right or nailing it
Yeah.
down, right? It's like,
Yeah.
hey, this is our newest feature of, whatever.
Yeah.
It does. It just seems like just like throw as much shit at the wall as you
Yep.
can. What sticks, what doesn't. Oh, well, who cares? Next one, like, let's go. Which, again, I value that kind of work style sometimes, but I think when it's something like this,
Yeah.
it's like, even for me, this is overload. Like, this is like, guys, like, you haven't perfected half of the things you've rolled out. Like, you should probably go back to that first, and then, sure, go ahead. Like, roll out all of your updates that you want. But
All right. Okay. So let's see. Next up, OpenAI launches Frontier, an AI agent management platform. This is kind of OpenAI's answer to Cowork, which is funny because we're talking about the back and forth of sort of the big guys in the space. So Frontier lets enterprises build, deploy, and manage fleets of AI agents with memory, audit logs, and performance dashboards. So it looks like HP, Oracle, Uber, State Farm are already early customers. This is the agents as employees sort of future now becoming the infrastructure. So yeah, I guess like I'm not surprised to hear this news. Let's say
no,
that.
it doesn't come as a shock. I still think it's very like I look at that and it's almost vaporize 50% of entry level jobs like sticks out to me, and it's like yes, it will take entry level jobs like it already is to some extent. I just don't know if it's as catastrophic as. And listen, that's what gets headlines anyway, but I just don't know if it's going to be as catastrophic. I think you still need guardrails, and the only guardrails that you can have for something like this are actual human beings, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't just like, and listen, this is 5 years from now, so maybe it will be that then. But I just still think you need to have some human element to kind of monitor what it looks like, what output is.
Yeah.
And listen, still like, so now you have one person who's covering what 10 people could do. And yes, you still lose a ton of freaking jobs that way. But I also think 5 years from now, like AI is not going to just take away jobs. It's going to create jobs, and it's going to create a lot of new jobs when it's figured out how to be used properly. And I just don't think that's the other side people talk about. And I don't know what those titles are or those positions or what it is, but you're going to start seeing a lot more departments and titles that have AI in it across the state farms of the world. And I think that's where the balance kind of comes into play. And no one really talks about that just yet.
I think that's smart. And that's a good call out too.
I think it'll make entry-level jobs not more valuable. I think it'll make them better. I think it'll make them robust. I think it's better for people entering the market or like first jobs out of college, whatever it is.
Not
just
great.
to
Not
learn,
great for kids in college. It's not great. It's hard to find jobs
just
out
to
of
learn
college right now.
AI, like just to have that skill in your tool set. Because look, you will get replaced. It's just
I
Like
think it's going to
if you
be,
don't know it, like yeah,
yeah. I mean, I
100%.
think it's going to definitely be required that you have some sort of knowledge or experience using it for
I
entry level positions in general. So,
yeah.
yeah.
By the way, I've seen. By the way, yes, I'm just gonna mention this. Is that me, Connor? That was rubbing the mic.
Yeah. You were
Or
messing around with your mic like a few times, and
oh,
then
was it?
I heard like that.
Giving you
I was
poopy
like, all
pants?
right. Yeah. I see you're holding it today. It's not on
Yeah,
its
yeah.
usual stand. So
No, I just like the yeah. I do the I do that move. Anyways, I've been seeing on LinkedIn too that I think it was Elena that posted something that Elena Growth at Lovable that some companies have on like a job description, like vibe coding, use Bolt,
Yeah.
use Lovable,
Yep.
use like whatever it is, like that's like a
Yep.
skill now. It's not
Yep.
exactly
That
entry
is,
level, but
no, but
um,
it is,
it's
it's been a
helpful.
thing. It's been a thing. I think there's that, and there's like the go to market engineer. So, you
Mm,
mhm.
know, someone who isn't technically the most actual, like they're not actually like the most technical engineer, but they know how to use the product and vibe coding products to then market said product.
mm,
For example, like if you're working at Bolt, you know, and we need to build like a whole landing page for an activation,
mm,
instead of working with the engineering team, it's like you have someone on the team. You have a go to market sort of engineer to like essentially build and launch the page, et cetera, et cetera. So I think we're seeing a lot more of that too. But to Connor's point, there will be, I think Connor's right. Like there's going to be a lot of other roles that pop up. And we just haven't, I think companies haven't figured that out yet, and how like AI really sort of like, what is the role that AI even plays in the company and the product? And then like, how do you actually rally a specific team around that? And what does that look like? So
Yep.
mm.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All
Cool.
right. Last news announcement here. SpaceX acquires XAI in a $1.25 trillion mega merger. This is the largest merger in
Goodness
history.
gracious.
Elon's pitch here is that data centers in space that are sort of powered by solar energy to solve AI's insatiable power demands. SpaceX filed for 1 million satellite launches. Critics sort of call it vaporware to inflate valuations ahead of a June IPO.
Mm,
Either way, the AI sort of energy problem is now mainstream conversation, which like it kind of has been for a minute. Yeah, I have, you know, I think to me personally this feels more of like, you know, Elon's such a great storyteller, like he's so great at like promising sort of these massive innovative sort of technology that has like never before existed. Which on the one hand, as someone who loves technology, that's cool. But on the other hand, it feels more so that like he's just kind of like trying to manipulate the markets to some extent and doesn't really have solid sort of data to come out of like, you know,
mm.
the last few quarters from Tesla earnings or SpaceX or whatever. So, but you know, could be wrong.
Okay. You said June?
Um,
June was the
yes, June
IPO?
IPO.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm
Yep.
gonna keep an eye on that.
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see all the IPOs this year. So we'll see.
Cool.
And that's it.
Cool. I think
That's it for today's episode.
That was a quick
all
one.
right. Yeah. Anything else to add? Anything from the Breck trip from I will throw this out there. We didn't take enough pictures. And that was my
I
fault.
know.
Yeah,
I know.
I
that
think
was
we had
my
like
fault.
two
We got
pictures.
a picture of pizza, basically all eaten on the table. A picture of us three before the fuckery happened with the Jeep Wagoneer 2025.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
The one at dinner.
Oh yeah, the one I showed Austin's mom that. She goes, "Oh my," where Connor's giving the finger. Yeah,
Hey.
we had that. That one we'll have to. I think that one's in the newsletter, isn't it?
Hell yeah, it is.
Um,
What up, world?
yeah, I didn't take enough pictures. Anything else to add?
I think that's it.
No,
That
man.
was it. Okay.
I'm not going to be here next week. I'm going to be in the Philippines, so I'll see you guys.
Who do we have next week, Charlie?
We have. He's an agency owner. He's out of Chicago. We have
Love that.
Andy Crestadina. He is an AI marketer. That dude is a boss.
I feel like I
That
know
dude
him.
is all about analytics.
Let's go.
Paid, organic.
Oh, he speaks my language. I love that.
He's like, this dude's dialed in. This guy's a boss. So excited for that one. So y'all will learn how to use AI for your marketing channels, how they do it. Well, I'm not going to peel the curtain back. Like we've got like a rough episode outline already.
Cool.
Obviously, we'll revise it. So, yeah.
Cool.
That'll
Mallory won't be
episode
here.
39.
Sad.
So when do you
But she'll
fly
be in the
out?
Philippines, so happy for her for that.
When do you fly out, Mallory?
Yeah. I leave on the 16th, which is Monday night. Monday.
Oh, that's right. You've
Super
got the
late.
red eye.
So yeah, while you guys are recording the podcast, I will be on a plane to head towards the Philippines. So yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
going where do you fly into?
I fly into Manila. So I leave next
Okay.
Monday. I'm only gone for a week. It's very quick, and I'm going to actually meet my family. I am my assistant too, which is exciting, but I
Cool.
haven't met my aunt. I haven't met my godchild.
Oh, that's
Wow.
so cool.
I only have one grandparent alive, my Lola in the Philippines, and I haven't seen her since elementary school. So I'm
Oh,
very excited
wow.
to see her. I'm going to be packing a whole separate suitcase just for gifts for everyone. And I'm going to be also giving away a lot of my clothes and just other things that I know they'll appreciate. So
Cool.
I'm literally
That's awesome.
bringing a massive suitcase so I can give away a ton of gifts. But yeah, it's a quick trip, but I'm excited. I haven't been since I was 2. So I will report back on how
Enjoy
that
it.
goes.
Yes.
when I
Safe
get back.
travels.
Yeah.
Take
thanks,
pictures.
guys.
Take pictures, safe travels. That is it for episode 38 of the Builders Growth Lab podcast. Catch us on YouTube, LinkedIn, X. Like and subscribe. Peace.
Peace, guys.
See ya.